Yo, it's boy Marcus Demorstini back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about COD Mobile versus Warzone Mobile monetization with the COD points, also known as CP, and the amount of money you're spending on this game if you're buying mythics or legendaries or battle passes, bundles in Warzone Mobile, battle passes in Warzone Mobile, pretty much anything you're spending your money on, we're going to be talking about here in a general concept. But the main thing we're going to touch on right here are going to be your mythics, your battle passes, and your bundles in Warzone. Those are the biggest things that people spend their money on, so that's what we're mainly going to focus on. I just want to preface this by, if you are spending money on legendaries, you know, I wouldn't agree with that personally, unless you're trying to do like if you got money to spend, then do what you want. But if you're going for like a prestige weapon or something like that, maybe, like, that's the only reason I've bought a legendary since mythics released, is so I wanted to get a prestige weapon. So that's the only reason I would suggest you buy them. But other than that, I would highly suggest avoiding that. Just get the mythics. They're the most pay to win. They're the best looking, and you know, they cost a little bit more, but it is what it is. Now, let's talk about what the sort of concept of this video is, what I'm going to get into throughout. The value of CP in both Warzone Mobile and COD Mobile versus their prices in each game, alongside how reasonable it is for this kind of customer spending, right? That's kind of what we're going to be diving into, and mainly these prices, right? This is the big thing right here. The prices in both these games are, not only are they kind of insanely high, in my opinion, but it differentiates based on your region. So I know maybe it's like India or whatever region in COD Mobile is the cheapest. I've seen a couple of Bobby Plays videos where he buys mythics for people, and in other countries, mythics are absurdly cheap compared to what they are in America. So these will be your America, or maybe like, I don't know, UK prices for things. These are pretty much kind of, I think these are all the same for us. I don't know about other countries like Asia and all them. I have no idea. So this is for the Americans who have a desire to know about this information. So let's get into it. CP costs in COD Mobile. 80 CP is $1 or 99 cents, right? We'll just say $1. 100 CP in Warzone Mobile is $1, right? So we got a little bit of a difference there. 20 CP, no biggie, but it is, I mean, it starts there, right? If we got a difference of 20 CP there, it's only going to get bigger, right? So 500 CP in Warzone Mobile is $5 or $4.99. In COD Mobile, $5 or $4.99. We'll just say the actual prices. We'll go $4.99. Is 420 CP. So we got an 80 CP difference there. $9.99 in Warzone Mobile is 1100 CP. $9.99 in COD Mobile is 880 CP. Right? So that's a 220 CP difference there. Right? So now we're starting to get up there. We're getting a little crazy. Now, the next bundle for Warzone Mobile is 2400 CP for $19.99. Right? That's, you know, whatever. 2400 CP in COD Mobile is $24.99. So the exact same amount of CP, right? 2400 in each game, but it's $5 more in COD Mobile. Crazy. Right? Now we're starting to get a little bit more on the ridiculous side. Here we go with $39.99 in Warzone Mobile gives you 5000 CP. Whereas $49.99 in COD Mobile gives you 5,000 CP, right? So an extra $10 in COD Mobile for the exact same amount of CP that you would get in Warzone Mobile. And then rounding out the end here, $100, that's the max in both games, is a $99.99 bundle, right? So it's $100. We'll just say $100. And in Warzone Mobile, you get 13,000 CP for $100. In COD Mobile, you get 10,800 CP for $100, right? So on the math on that, that is 2,200 CP less for the same price as in Warzone Mobile, right? 2,200 CP is essentially what they value in Warzone Mobile as $20, and COD Mobile values 2,200 CP, generally about $25. You know what I mean? So that's a lot less, right? That's $25 less in value, essentially, right? That's I don't know. That's like 4 Happy Meals. I don't know how much a Happy Meal is. I haven't been to McDonald's in who knows how long. But you get my point. 2,200 CP less and $25 less, right? That's what we're looking at here. That's crazy. And I don't know, maybe other people have different takes on that, but I feel like that's pretty absurd. For these both to be mobile games run by the same head company, but one's got such cheaper pricing than the other. Maybe that's because Warzone Mobile is not as popular as COD Mobile. That would probably have an effect on it, right? If Warzone Mobile is popping off, maybe the prices would be different. Now, bundles, right? Bundles in Warzone Mobile are like the main thing you're buying, right? You have your Battle Pass, which is about 1100 CP. If you buy a more expensive one, you could probably double that price point, right? Bundles in Warzone Mobile, which we'll take a look at the end of this video, are 1400 CP to around 3000 CP, generally speaking, right? So that's pretty cheap, relatively speaking, right? In your bundles, you're generally going to get a character skin, a couple of gun skins that look dope, right? For the game, generally look dope and nothing compared to mythic skins in COD Mobile. And then a bunch of stickers and emotes and stuff like that. So that's what you'll get there. Bundle prices in COD Mobile are 500 CP. They vary as well, but I've seen them in 500. They've changed a lot over the years. It could be 1200, could be 1100, could be more than that. It just depends on what the bundle is. So generally, a little bit cheaper for a bundle in COD Mobile, but there are some expensive ones as well, right? They get a little bit more pricier. And then the battle passes in COD Mobile, 550, I believe, for the basic battle pass, and then 1200 for your advanced battle pass with the tier skips, right? So I never suggest anyone to buy the advanced battle pass. Just buy the basic one. I mean, the only people buying the advanced one are people with money, or YouTubers who are trying to get the guns early so they can make an early video. That way they get it out ahead of everybody, right? Other than that, ain't nobody buying that extra 12 tier skips. That's stupid, right? You're going to play through, you're going to hit 167 on the battle pass anyway. It's stupid to do that. Anyway, so let's get into the big one here, right? This is the big topic, mythics, right? This is where like the big discrepancy is in terms of like how expensive COD Mobile is. These mythics are crazy. So mythic cards and mythic coins, right? Cards are used to upgrade your gun. I believe coins are used to upgrade your mythic characters, right? So mythic cards for guns, mythic coins for characters. 160 CP for one draw and 1440 CP for 10 draws, right? So the way these cards and coins work, you're going to do your 10 draws. There's no point in doing one draw. It's stupid unless you literally only need like 10 coins or 10 cards. So 1440 CP for 10 draws. The way the draw works is it's going to roll out 10 different cards, right? And then they're going to be varying numbers from 10 to 50 on each card, right? Ideally, you would roll out 10 cards and all of them would be 50. That way you get the most bang for your buck. Odds are you're more likely to get all of them say 10 than all of them say 50 ever. That's never going to fucking happen, right? Because they need you to spend more money. Why would that ever be a possibility? It wouldn't. That being said, the odds of you getting, you're probably going to get like a median amount, right? Probably like a couple hundred cards per time you do it, right? So with that being said, let's talk about the actual price, right? So these numbers are taken from my most recent mythic bot, which is the XM4 Luminescent Jade. I spent a total of 14,730 CP unlocking the XM4 Mythic, right? So the way this breaks down is each draw, I'll break them down number by number. 30 plus 80 plus 120 plus 300 plus 500, 800, 1300, 2400, 3400, and 5800, which equals a total of 14,730 CP, right? Now, that's the total CP to just get the mythic, right? There's a chance that you get it earlier, right? I have never gotten a mythic before the last draw. I have 5 mythics, I believe. BP50, MG42, CX9, Peacekeeper, and XM4. I have never gotten it before the last draw. So expecting to get it before the last draw is, I don't know. That's stupid. It's never happened to me. I don't have any reason to expect it to happen. So it's never happening. That being said, total CP, 14,730 CP for a mythic. Now, let's say you want to max out the Mythic. For some reason, you want to spend more money, like me, so that you can drop it for your boys. That's really why I spent it. I'll be honest with you. I just wanted to have a few guns to drop for people. I just thought that was cool. So, maxed out, it's going to cost you 1,440 CP times 8 draws. That is 11,520 CP. That's what it cost me. I already had a couple of Mythic cards left over, so it cost me a little less personally. 11,520 CP plus 14,730 CP equals your 26,250 CP for a fully maxed out Mythic XM4. Now, it could be a little bit more draws. It could be a little less draws. It just depends on how many cards you already have from previous Mythics you bought or whatever. So that's insane, right? 26,200 CP is roughly 200 and we'll just say 50 something bucks, right? The actual math is for COD Mobile, that's going to be 2 times you're going to have to buy the $100 draw, and that's going to leave you at 2,100. So then you're going to end up having to buy another $50 draw to get the extra 5,000 CP you need. So that's going to cost you about 2,600. So that's what it cost me, 250 bucks for a fully maxed out Mythic. That is absolutely insane, right? That's insane. That's insanely priced. That's so much more expensive than it should be. I know other countries are probably hearing that number and you don't know what 250 is in your currency, so maybe you currency exchange that shit. But that's absurdly priced. 26,250 CP for a Mythic. That's insane. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you think the monetization is insane? Activision are greedy pricks. Activision Shanghai, whoever makes COD Mobile is greedy pricks. Whatever your thoughts are on the actual amount of money spent on these games. I just kind of want to add this in there. I have this skin in Warzone Mobile, the ranked play skin, because I got it from playing War Competitive on console and BO6. So if you're wondering how did I get the skin in this game, it does transfer over, and it's not something you can currently get in Warzone Mobile. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. It's been your boy Marcus Morsini. I'm out. Peace.